Waking up early every morning is one of the best ways that you can set yourself up for having a more productive day. So in this video, we are going to be sharing our tips for how we wake up at 4:30 in the morning. That's right, 4:30 a.m. every morning, almost every morning.
Hey guys, it's Joseph.
And Tasha from One Big Happy Life. We make videos about how to find balance, build wealth, and live your happy. So be sure to thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome videos on how to live your best life.
Today we are sharing our tips on how to wake up early like we do. Now we spread it into two different categories, kind of best practices for how to plan out your week to maintain a schedule that lets you get up early, and then some quick tips, kind of some hacks to help you keep that schedule.
Okay, so the first best practice that we wanted to share with you is to take time to plan your week out in advance, whether it's with a Google Calendar or a paper calendar or whatever kind of scheduling thing that you prefer. Really think about what you have coming up over the next week, when you have to go to work, what kind of events you have, especially like with your kids. It gets a little harder to juggle your schedule once you have kids. And so pencil all of that stuff in so that you can fit the stuff in your schedule and maybe start to recognize that some things can't all fit. And so then you won't be staying up trying to fit in things like, watch TV or decompress because you will have already put that stuff in your schedule.
And this one should be obvious to everyone. Get enough sleep. Now, we go ahead and say this because you'd be surprised how many people start cutting back on their sleep as an option to fit in more things. And you will not. This will not work. The reason is, when you get enough sleep, you are more productive with the time that you have awake. And so you can't take this away. And it makes it very, very easy to wake up early in the morning when you're doing it after 8 hours or at least 7 hours of nice sleep.
Yeah, you start to just wake up naturally if you just make sure to get to bed on time. And it really is best for our health, and we have the best sleep when we go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, which means that on the weekends, you don't sleep in, you don't stay up late, you go to bed at the same time regardless. Now, of course, if you're younger, you might still be going out and partying every weekend, and so then that becomes a little harder, but it is best to just go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day, if possible. So then the next best practice is to have an evening routine and a nighttime routine. And these are actually two separate concepts. So the evening routine is what happens when you get home from work at the end of the day. So this is where you'll be doing things like decompressing from your day, maybe working out if you don't work out in the morning, helping your kids with homework, running errands, prepping for the next day. So just have a routine in place, and we're going to be doing an evening routine video where we show what a typical weeknight looks like for us. But generally, we come home from work, we spend time with the kids, we have dinner as a family, we clean up afterwards, we set our coffee maker. Put Reeves to bed, of course, before we even set the coffee maker, because it's some divide and conquer. And then we head off upstairs to do our nighttime routine. So, huge tip for people who have kids. One thing that we've always done is to put the kids down to bed early before we go to bed. So Reeves goes to bed between 6:30 and 7 p.m. every single night. Alexis went to bed at 7 p.m. every night until junior high school. In junior high school, she got to stay up until 8 p.m. And now that she's in high school, her bedtime is 9 p.m. So don't let your kids stay up late, because then it makes you stay up late too.
After you've put the kids off to bed, it is time to put yourself to bed. That's when you start your nighttime routine. Now, this is where you wind down from all the stress of the day to get ready for bed. Brush your teeth, wash your face, get in comfy clothes. Do not turn on the television. Also, turn off your electronics. Turn off your notifications. It's so easy to roll over and look at your phone and start playing around, surf the web. Well, that will suck up all sorts of time, and then you'll be going to bed later than you expected. If you have a problem with this already, maybe you need to keep your phone in another room and have an analog or just boring digital alarm clock next to you.
Yeah, I actually had to do that for a little while because I was pretty bad about checking my phone. And so I would just leave my phone downstairs. And so Alexis also has a problem with that. So her phone and computer stay downstairs just all the time.
Now, a couple of things to start relaxing. Tasha likes to listen to a meditation app, and so
Yep.
that involves her phone. And so that's one of the few things that I've let her start getting away with because I know she's bad about checking her phone. So she can do that. And of course, set aside some couple time.
Oh, yes, yes. That can, not only do you want to be spending quality time with your partner most evenings because that's good for your relationship, but it can also help you drift off to sleep a little bit easier too.
And it's a little bit of extra exercise, and I've read that it burns up to 80 calories.
All right, so now we're going to talk about some of the hack type things that you can do to help you develop the habit and stick to the habit of going to bed early and waking up early every day. So, the first thing that is really helpful to me is I like to stay up because there are tons of things on my to do list that I didn't get to. And so I figure, well, if I just stay up a little bit longer, I'll accomplish more stuff. But the reality is, if you stay up longer, then that means you're going to sleep in the next day, or you will sleep in eventually, because at some point you will get so tired that you'll need to make up the extra hours. So one of the things that I do is I jot down the things that I was thinking about staying up late to do, and instead I pencil it in on the next day to say, okay, well, this is the time I'm setting aside tomorrow to do this thing. So I know in my mind I can still do it and I don't have to stay up late to do it.
And remember, you will be more productive the next day when you finally get to that task. Now, if you're transitioning from staying up late and needing to get up earlier than you ever have, you'll want to do it by transitioning slowly. Do half hour or an hour per day over the course of a week or so, depending on how much time you need to be transitioning to do, and then your body will just naturally get into that new rhythm.
Hack number 3 is coffee. Now, some people may disagree with having coffee first thing in the morning. You might be tea people, but we really like coffee. We like the taste of it. We like the smell of it. There's just something about coffee first thing in the morning that just screams like, "Ooh, be awake, have energy." So what we do is we have a programmable coffee maker and we make our coffee the night before and we set it to brew at 4:15. So by the time we're up at 4:30, the coffee is there waiting for us. And it's also great on especially work days because we can just throw the coffee into our thermoses and head on out to work. And so we're not spending a whole bunch of money buying coffee every day.
Now, if you love having your phone next to your bed, the thing that you're going to want to do is turn off your push notifications. Most phones nowadays have settings that you can say, don't give me anything except for alarms. But they also have a setting that says, if somebody calls me rapidly or from a few set numbers, that it'll go ahead and ring through. So in case you're worried that your kid is going to be out or somebody might need you in an emergency situation, you won't hear it, well, you can rest assured that you will.
And just to piggyback on that, unrelated to waking up early, I recently have cut off all of my push notifications regardless. And I actually like it better that way. So I'm not constantly getting things from YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and email because I have like multiple different email accounts. I've just shut them off and I check them when I want to check them. And that just gives me so much more peace of mind and leads to a more relaxing day generally. So the next step is, or next tip is to have a morning routine. I know people morning routines are all the rage and they are great for having a productive day because they can set you up to feel very energized and motivated and to feel very productive first thing in the morning. And so it can be something that you look forward to at night as you're going to bed.
Make sure that morning routine involves some food. Lots of people skip
Oh,
breakfast, and food gives you energy immediately. So especially if you're trying to avoid caffeine, your body's going to need to run on something. Give it some food.
Another fun hack is to get a dawn simulator for your phone. So your phone will be sitting there and it's time for you to wake up. And so your phone will naturally brighten the room for you to help you wake up because at 4:30 in the morning, the sun is not usually up.
You might need to be trying all of these different things to find out what works best for you because some people will respond more to others and we know some people are morning people and some people aren't. So we understand. But give it all your best shot And hopefully these tips will help you get up wicked early and stay productive.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye.
So we don't actually do another thing that we've done. So our bed vibrates. And so like we did the bed vibration to wake up for a little while, but then that was just too freaky. We just couldn't get, like, it's weird, right? You just can't get used to it.
You think there's a little bit of an earthquake going on at first. But also here, since our bed's on the second floor instead of the first floor, you can really hear things. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Somebody's up at 4:30 in the morning. But anyway, it's weird. We'll cut all that out now.
Yeah, we will. Probably cut out the bed vibrate. I should have never said that.
That's all
So
right.
you're going to be like, why is your bed vibrate? What kind of stuff are you guys into?
Oh, by the way, we also have mirrors all over the... That's why we can't do any tours now.
And a pole. And it spins around, too. No.
A fitness pole.